What's
Yes.
But
Gluteus maximus.
Indeed.
Men's asses.
Heidi.
Butts.
Calm down. Calm down. You need to calm down.
We're fine.
This is a dire
Okay.
situation. We
Fine.
should treat it with appropriate gravity.
Dire. Like diarrhea.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, diarrhea.
Yes, everything is fine. Nothing terrible is happening at all. Well, actually, that's a lie. I'm lying to you right now. Something very terrible is happening. You are all
Uh-oh.
in grave danger.
I'm
Uh-oh.
fine.
The screaming still.
You're not.
Me and Adam are the most fine.
No. No longer it is.
No, that's not good.
It's that bad. It's that bad.
Uh-oh.
Can I use my action now then?
To scream? That you
Yeah.
can't scream? Yes.
We're waiting.
I screamed. Discord
No way.
doesn't pick up my screams anymore.
A girl.
Thanks, Aaron.
Right, yeah.
Hey.
Whoa, is that our big boop thought?
Hell yeah, it is.
Yes.
Or is that her? She looks too young to be the princess or empress.
Well, that's the AI thing that you did, so that's the AI thing that we use.
So we're
Because I
going
don't
with
have a
it.
picture of her otherwise, so we're going with it. For now. Unless Purple wants to produce one right now, in which case we will change that. But for the time being, we will set it for Surprised Face Empress.
He probably is a little surprised.
If I were
given
her,
the
I'd be surprised right
circumstances
about
going
now.
on.
Oh, let's go and go over the current circumstances, shall we? So
Yes.
last time, upon trying to get the cremation of your captive, drug dealer, prisoner, dead guy, get that arranged and underway, some of you went to go finalize that
At the creamery.
at the creamery,
Mhm.
while the others went to go see the doctor and investigate the corpse a little bit because they wanted to get more information. Upon heading to the doctor's section of the castle, they found that he was secluded away in his office with the corpse, and kind of didn't really want them to let them in. It was acting kind of weird,
Little sus.
after little sus. And then upon pressing and pushing, he eventually let them inside. Upon which you see his corpse, but it was not the same way it was before. Its chest was ripped open, and mostly empty inside, so that was a little concerning. And then the doctor looked at you very weirdly, as though all the light in his eyes was gone, and he was just staring for a moment before he turned to leave. You were attempting to pursue, attacked him. He seemed to change and grow in size and musculature, and was very resilient to damage, not reacting to being hurt at all until he got to the central area of his section, where you pinned him, managed to wound him pretty severely, actually cut off his head, but that didn't stop him from talking to you, which was concerning. And then he called for 3 other patients that you had been told that they were there, who also were in a similar state, deciding Tori and Dapano deciding, fuck that, decided to leave. Upon which Dapano left their owl to keep an eye on them, watching as the doctor picked up his severed head, as well as the other 3 patients head into the basement or the dungeons, and could no longer be followed by the owl because they closed the door behind them. The rest of you, or at least a portion of you, went back to your rooms to continue to munch on your breakfast, upon which you realized that the servant girl was acting kind of weird, but it was also kind of hot, weirdly more hot than before. Lyle was into this. Adam thought he was suspicious for a moment, but then was convinced somehow by his own brain, because of something he ate, that no, maybe it's not suspicious. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. Upon which Gazelle actually started picking up on it, and then eventually the rest of you, after getting back together and deciding we need to get all together, returned to the room and quickly realized that yes, there's something absolutely wrong with the servant girl. She immediately, once upon being completely revealed by Otto, who, upon inspecting her, had some sort of reaction from his core that informed him that this person, this thing, is an absolute threat and needs to die immediately and cannot be allowed to live. So, Otto had tried to murder her immediately, at which point she dropped the act, and then the rest of you piled on, cut her in half, and left her to 2 parts in your living space. With the foreboding words of the "We are many," and then she expired. And now you've all decided. Well, you had a discussion about whether you should go check on Eldon first, or you should go talk to the Empress to see what the fuck is going on, or at least inform her, or perhaps question her, whichever flavor of thing you're going to do. I'm not exactly entirely 100% sure, but that's up to you. Is that everything? I think that's everything.
That about covers the predicament, I would say.
Good. Excellent. You are in a predicament indeed. So, do you intend to continue on this path of heading to the Empress first?
Well, I'm
think
still
so.
worried about our boy Eldon, but
You can check on him later, probably.
I do think it is important to stick together, and the consensus seems to be gotta save the princess. And, Lyle, he loves his boy Eldon, but he also loves some ass, so.
Amen.
All right. Well, if there's no objections or side points anyone wants brings up, we will continue on that path then. Yes?
Never mind.
Are you sure?
Well, where is Eldon? He's at a different. He's not at the castle, is he?
He is another bit of quarters. You had a bigger group, so you have your own quarters. He
He's
was
in the
alone,
castle, though,
so
right?
he's got like a private. Yeah, he's still in the castle.
Oh,
big
I,
It,
I thought Eldon was not in the castle, and I thought we were gonna have to run
No,
out. and
he
find
has.
him.
He has always been in the castle.
we should send our dragon dog to go and get him.
I'd be worried about him.
Do you? Hmm?
You know what? I think if everybody else wants to go to save the Empress, I'll go. Tori will go and get Eldon.
I think we
I don't
need-
want to save the Empress.
I think we
Fuck
need.
that demon.
I think we need to stick together no matter what we decide to do.
If we wanted to send anyone alone, I guess, like, I can send the owl without, risk of it getting killed. I don't even know if Adam's Drake would be safe. But
If anyone's going to be safe, it'll be Otto.
well, yes, but if we need to get a message to Eldon, I guess Otto, if we're doing a real party member. If not, Owl can deliver a message just fine. Well, actually, I don't know if it can talk to other party members yet. It could
Can
a
it
letter,
carry stuff?
a note. Yeah, it could carry.
Oh.
It could do a Hogwarts letter.
Oh, I gotta be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. Sorry.
Okay. We can continue
That's-
debating.
Damn, he got hit with a surprise poop.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, we can.
That's why I had to avoid. That's why it took a minute.
We can send Eldon mail.
Um,
How do we care about him? Making sure he's safe in this possible.
That's probably the
castle.
most I would do is,
By carrier familiar.
yeah, like send the owl with a note.
Now the downside to that is if the owl is not with me, I can't do like X-ray vision and look at zombie people.
It's true, but we have Otto, so he should theoretically be able to.
Yeah, I just thought that would be useful when we go see the Empress and Egg Lady. But yeah, Otto's sensors should be enough. I'm in favor of sending Eldon an owl message.
What is the range on Napano's owl sight?
You know, it hasn't been. If Mage wants to slap some restrictions on it, he certainly can. But there is no range described in the ability.
Hmm.
If someone were to just tote Napano around, which I think we had decided was going to be a thing at one point.
Yeah, I think Tori was maybe gonna do it if like I was gonna do the catatonic, like look through the eyes of the owl thing. But if I'm just sending it out to deliver a note, I don't need to. You know, I can still have presence of mind and whatnot.
Right. And in case you need to be able to see that when you get to Eldon, oh shit.
I guess that could work if someone wanted to
But I
fireman
suppose
carry me.
But I suppose with the connection, there would probably be some kind of signal? Question mark?
Yeah, I could sense distress if there was like zombies eating his brains or something. And I'd probably take that as a signal to look through its eyes.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
It's an open-ended thing.
Hmm.
I think that's a better plan than one of us going off on our own or splitting the party.
I concur.
If we send Eldon an email,
So
I've already ruined the joke.
Okay.
I don't know what we want the note to say. Just be overly cordial. Dearest Eldon, there are zombies invading the castle. Please be on guard. Do we want to mention something about the crypt that you guys found that maybe he knows more about than we do?
I think
We
I
can
think-
save that for when
Come
he's
to
with
the
us.
princess.
I think short and sweet is best. Just
Meet us
emergency
at the princess.
message. Hey, you need to get up to the throne room.
we could
Yeah,
tell him that,
yeah,
or just tell him like
Don't trust anybody in the castle. Make your way up to.
basically
Don't
like
talk. Don't stop and talk to anybody.
Undead shape changers in castle. Don't trust anyone. Meet us at the Empress.
Evil doppelganger,
Yeah.
come princess, now.
Yeah.
That
I don't
sounds
know,
right.
but then do we run the risk of getting ourselves into more trouble if the note is too detailed? Like if it says outright, like there are evil doppelgangers in the castle, watch out. What if one of the evil doppelgangers?
Doppelgangers, they know that we know that they're there. Napano and Tori
Yeah.
fought one and got away. The gig
Pretty
is
sure
up.
they know by now after killing the one.
You think they all
They
know?
seem to be
Yeah.
kind of hive-mindy, so
They're very hive-mindy.
Maybe.
Terribly sorry. That was a bathroom emergency.
That's okay.
We're
You're good.
many, yeah. No,
We're
they
gonna
know.
send him a letter.
Okay, on the owl.
On the
Yeah.
owl, if that is okay with you.
That works for me just fine.
we send Eldon a mail. Does that make it an email? Got there.
It makes it an arcane mail.
Very well. And you are all continuing to the Empress?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna
Alright.
tell him to meet us there, basically, and that there's bad guys in the castle.
Okay, you send your owl to get Eldon. Well, it's you. Then I will continue then. You all head to the Empress's section of the castle near the top. You are greeted by the guards at the front. You can quickly inform them of the dire need to see the Empress, and they will permit you inside after sending someone in to let her know, which they return and grant you access. They head into her section, and she will meet you in her little meeting room, which you are granted access to and can enter and sit as you wait.
Dun dun dun.
A little time passes, like a couple minutes, and eventually she enters, this time in, like, pretty close to her normal garb, exception of her veil, in her like little headdress that hides her horns. She enters, joins you in here. She is flanked by. Oh, do we?
AG.
AG, thank you. My brain is dumb.
Eggy.
Yes,
Eggy.
Eggy. Eggy is here.
Mr.
Eggy's
Eggs.
here.
He stabbed you all because you call him Mr. Eggs.
Otto, do either of them give you the urge to kill?
That's a good
That
question.
is a good question. How does Otto feel about being in their presence at the moment?
I think my computer just crashed.
Uh-oh.
So can we
Oh,
take a
no!
break real
Hold,
quick?
hold on. Yeah, Aaron is...
Otto's offline. No.
Otto's offline.
Auto blue stream.
Bad time.
Oh, this is a
Otto
bad
just kinda
time. Oh,
falls
no!
over. His eyes go dark.
Uh-oh.
He's in sleep mode.
Let's take a second for Aaron to reboot.
He Googled what fetishes are, and he's having a little bit of information overload.
Had that
Gotta love
Windows
how-
shutdown theme kick in. Do 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 do.
He's running out of disk space right now for some reason.
Gotta love how we finally get started and that's when stuff decides to break.
Of course.
Including my bowels.
Exactly.
Need to have UA update Otto's
Needs new BIOS,
Hardware.
yeah.
he needs a new BIOS folder. Just boot him back up in safe mode.
I don't want him in safe mode. I want him to be able to fight.
Yeah, right. I want him in danger mode.
Storm said you want Otto in safe mode, so Otto's in safe mode.
Now I want him in unsafe and unpredictable mode. I want him in crazy mode.
Too bad.
Murder mode. Death mode. Kill mode.
Instant kill.
So,
Gotta
Can
wait for
Aaron
Otto.
can Aaron still hear what's going on through purple?
she's in the other room.
Her
Oh,
ears
okay.
fell off too.
That's a take too long for it to come back.
Should just be a second.
Quick, at this time, Purple, use your powers. Present us with another picture of the Empress.
Sure, I'll give you a couple more. I still have the tags saved from the last time.
Less surprised.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Nope.
Can you hear Otto?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Where are we?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, are we ready to continue then?
Yes.
I'm ready.
Very good. So, you are the Empress and AG join you in this meeting room. Oh, there's some good ones in there. I'll pick that in a moment. Anywho, they join you here. The Empress looks a little concerned. AG looks annoyed. As you might expect. He glares at Wei. Then he glares at Lyle.
I didn't do anything.
I will glare back.
Gazelle waves.
He just kind of nods at Gazelle.
They like
Does-
Gazelle.
Otto have the urge to instant kill? Ipano's kind of looking frantically at Cobra Robot
I don't know.
for spider sense.
No.
No
insta
alarm
kill
bells?
urge.
No arms, okay.
Unless you want to roll for it.
I can roll for it.
You can or you don't have to. It's up to you.
You just rebooted. You should be good for a nice clean roll.
What do I roll?
Let's see.
Discern realities, right? Maybe.
It could be discern realities or spout lore. Either one.
Ooh,
Um,
That Lord could work with the docent.
either one doesn't really matter. For...
Yeah, I feel like we should really be talking to the docent.
It is currently, without prompting, is still like flashing and quietly saying danger, danger, danger.
Did it spike at all when we were heading up the stairs to the Empress? Any other?
It is not spiked, but it has not stopped.
Okay.
You could ask me one question.
What here is not what it appears to be.
In terms of the situation or them?
Them or the situation.
I'll do the situation because you've kind of figured out their deal a little bit, and there's nothing there to uncover
Okay.
further. But the situation, I would say they enter, but they have a look of concern, and AG looks distrustful. And there is actually another person with them, a guard. He looks freaked out, actually. And he will stand. He will keep standing, but AG and the Empress sit across from you all.
All right. If there's nothing else, I'd like to open discussions then.
Sure.
So, your trusted doctor surgeon,
Can
He's
heal you?
dead.
you know that already.
She looks concerned, and she looks to the guard. I found his body in his room. He was ripped to pieces.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have a. Go ahead.
It was-
There's something else wearing his skin and impersonating him.
AG raises an eyebrow, and then looks to the guard. I don't know anything about that, but I found him, and I found the 3 patients that were with him, all torn to pieces, slashed. Could have a blade looked like, I guess. He was,
In
he
their
was-
rooms?
yeah.
You said? Okay. We saw them go down to the basement.
What? And then AG looks to you. You saw them go into the basement.
We went to the crematorium to get the results of the autopsy, and the thing, whatever is impersonating the doctor, attacked us. Their bodies started to morph and change into grotesque, monstrous shapes. We cut its head off, and it simply reattached it on its shoulders and kept fighting. And we came straight here to warn you that you have doppelgangers or skin changers or something among you. We don't know who to trust.
Lyle's gonna raise his hand.
AG looks at Lyle, annoyed, and just waves a hand. What?
Yeah, it's not just your doctor. Your cute housekeepers too are trying to kill us. Just saying.
Or at least the one that was in our room.
And where is she then?
She's
Probably
here
where
and
we left
there, and there's some of her over there, and
So let
She's
me get-
dead.
Let me get this straight. You're telling us that there are doppelgangers in here, and that you killed the doctor and a housemaid. and that they were doppelgangers, and that's why you killed them.
I know what you're
No,
thinking.
no, we didn't kill the doctor. I got us out of there because I didn't know how many more of those things were in there.
You just said you cut off his head.
He didn't
We
die.
killed the thing that replaced the doctor. The real doctor is long dead, and there's something walking around in its skin.
Okay, hold on a second.
Do you realize how insane that sounds?
Give me one moment. I'm going to activate my trap card.
Your trap card.
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay.
We are going to use a rare Lyle being sincere moment here.
Oh, jeez.
You can ask the player a question with the list below. Name a chance to list. So I think I get to ask you a question first. Then, is that how that reads to you? Because it sounds how that reads to me. You engage someone in conversation, you ask their player. Nope.
Nope,
You can ask me first.
I ask
Yep,
you,
he asked
then
you
you
first.
ask me back.
Ask me a question then.
I am going to first ask, just so we can, hopefully clear the air. I guess what are their present intentions? It sounds kind of like they want to arrest our fucking asses.
Oops. I didn't mean to do that.
You're good.
But
There.
what do you? I'm gonna say take a little bit of a vote from everybody else. Do you think I should do press on their present intentions, or what do they want?
I think if you do the what do you want from me as a like you actually being sincere, like what do you want like to prove this?
It's not a bad idea.
Well, what are their present intentions? Are to find out if we're being crazy or sincere. What do they want? They want answers. They wanted us to investigate this drug thing.
We did recover the drug and the addict. That situation, I guess we could update them on, but this situation is more pressing.
Can I ask you,
Yeah.
what do you want from me in context of
Like, how can we prove that we're...
proving our sins, that we're not just murdering people and babbling? Is that acceptable, Mage?
Sure. His answer is, I want you to provide proof of what the hell you're saying.
Okay. Now,
Because, to put things into context, everybody, the doctor was not some horribly malformed creature when you fought him. He returned to normal. So he basically looked like a man. And if he's just dead, it just looks like you killed him. And same with the housemaid. She just looked like a person. And she is dead in your room. That is the situation you are in.
that is a predicament.
And you were trying to argue that they were doppelgangers and that's why you killed them, but they don't look any different than a normal person. And this is the problem you find yourselves in.
Okay.
And that is and this is what he's asking you to prove, that they are doppelgangers.
I have an idea on how to prove it.
Can you ask?
Okay.
Or you have to ask me a question back, I suppose.
What do you not want me to know? What's it you're trying to hide from me, Lyle?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Interesting.
What I don't, like nothing relevant to this situation, if I'm being honest.
Well, he doesn't trust you right now, and you gave him a false name the first time you interacted. So he's wondering, what the fuck else do you not want me to know? And now there's people dead in the castle. A doctor and a maid that are both dead. So, thus the situation. He does not trust you.
Hmm.
You
the
don't
other-
want him to know that you almost got it on with the maid.
I don't. I really don't. Um. Hmm.
What do you want to him specifically to not know the most? What is the most problematic for you for him to know, I guess, is a way to think about it, that you don't want him to know.
Gotta be honest.
That he wishes it was him banging the Empress and not Birdman.
Oh, he can tell that already. He already knew that.
That was pretty obvious. Yeah.
That was a given. I
Um,
wish I was you.
I wish I was you.
Honestly, if you take the maid approach, he might even be that is like, no, no one would be into you. That is pretty sus.
That is pretty weird.
Gotta think too. AG's definitely gonna call you out on it if you aren't sincere. He's very street smart by the way we know him. So if you lie or anything, he's gonna say you're a piece of shit.
well,
This one.
I don't have anything to lie about in this situation. We're being honest. The problem is they don't believe what we're saying.
Can I interfere on Lyle's part here,
No,
and he just
he
has to.
must, No, he must answer.
He must answer.
Actually, out of curiosity, Nightmare, is there anything we found at the docks that we didn't want him to know because we might be suspicious of him?
No.
Actually,
I don't think
I
so.
don't think there was anything that even connects the red hawks to what's going on, because we met one dealer who had strange writings, but
Well, it might not be connected to this per se, but if he just needs something he doesn't want, Lyle doesn't want him to know.
Maybe
That could be a sincere way to get through this question.
maybe something about how he knows that they're connected with Muros, because we found that they were the ones importing the drug.
that's probably it. That's the only thing I can think of. Backstory time.
Do you have an answer, Peter?
Um, to the question of what do I not want him to know the most?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's the question.
Um,
Well, let's put him in perspective. He's an authority figure of a high position in this government. He is a commander of a pretty well-to-do nation currently. He has a lot of authority. He's very strong and scary and would like to kill you probably right now because he doesn't trust you. That seems to be his default to most things.
I'm gonna miss old princess, but I'm interested in new princess.
Didn't AG have a dealing with Muros that went south, or no?
There you go. Swan.
Damn.
Humana, 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 humana.
Make it purple.
We'll swim.
They killed Swim.
Plum died.
Uh-oh.
I'm struggling
Still
to
too
Oh
much.
no,
Yeah.
she's too hot!
It's a little too much for you, huh, buddy?
come up
Damn.
with a good answer here.
Those are some titties. Okay.
You know, honestly, I actually didn't expect our bird buddy to look like that. I kept picturing Akuma from Street Fighter V.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Instead of more like gruesome looking.
Yeah, like more burly, like bigger,
He
tougher,
looks-
badass. Not like an Ichigo clone.
Yeah, he looks like
Peter?
a Bleach character. That's what I was thinking too.
I want to
Peter,
see his...
if you lie, because you can still lie, you just can't use this question with him again. That is
You
an
can lie.
option.
That is an option.
That is an option, but it's not like... I'll put it this way. It's not like I'm trying to lie. It's that, I'm having trouble reasoning an answer.
Would you like me to make it a different question to give you like a better chance? I could change the question if you like. That would just seem the most juicy.
I mean, I
Well-
think Maja here is just trying to like fish for you to reveal your secret.
No, I don't want to reveal everything. I just thought that would be interesting to ask. I can change it. There's more interesting things to ask as well.
Well, go ahead and ask me some other questions. See if I can come up with an
Okay.
answer. Because it doesn't.
What do you most desire?
What most
What do you most desire, Lyle? Yeah.
Ooh.
Ass and titties.
What do I most desire? Are you asking that in context of this situation or broadly?
He kind of frames it a little differently, but basically it's with this. He basically asks you like, why are you even in Zhao? You're clearly not from here. Who the fuck are you? Why are you here? Like, what is the thing you are looking for? What is your desire? Like, why are you in Zhao, Lyle?
My
That's how we're
desire
getting spicy.
Yeah.
is to live free.
All right then.
I want to be unbounded by the people I'm forcibly indebted to.
He'll probably raise an eyebrow at that, because that's a little weird. A little strange. All right. That satisfies that question. I don't believe that was a lie. Was that a lie?
It was not a lie.
All right. Then you can continue to use that question against him, or that ability against him. So yeah. The princess looks uncomfortable and is uncertain what to believe currently.
So I was going to
Why
say, like, look, I'm not here to cause you any trouble. None of us are. In fact, we're just passing through here. We got no skin in the game of undermining you or what you have going on here. And in fact, we kind of like you guys. I got a feeling that we could help each other, be of mutual benefit to each other here. But whether we like it or not, we've stepped in some deep doo-doo here. We have nothing to gain from sneaking into your palace and killing your doctors and your maids. I mean, don't you think that if we had any ill intentions, we'd have made a move by now? Did I not just the other night have the perfect opportunity to harm our dear princess if I intended any harm toward her?
Adam just kind of smirks. I don't know how far you would have gotten there, bud.
Should have
Not very far.
If you
But-
want proof to his claims, our robot buddy can't even lie. Just ask him.
They
All I
both
can
look
tell
so-
you
no.
is that the goblin, as insane and murderous as it might be, and Tori, who's definitely way different from the other Tengu, I swear to God, they saw something do something to your doctor downstairs.
You want that we should tell the story there, buddy?
No. I got this.
Okay.
They saw something down there, and they came to warn us. And I don't know how your maid got so hot or why her breasts were growing. I was not complaining, but our little friend here, he says, pointing to Otto, he knew something was deeply wrong. And when he tried to stop her, something took over and she became a monster. There is something going on here.
All right, just hold on. You relaying the story is pointless. It is not proof. This doesn't prove anything. You could just be weaving a yarn.
Can
Can you
We don't
estimate
have any
this?
yarn.
maybe we should back up a little bit. We uncovered this when you asked us to find the Crimson Hawks and the drug that they were peddling. These are the effects of the drug. The drug contains some sort of skin of some kind of living organism, and it consumes anyone who takes the drug from the inside out. It turns them into some kind of hive-minded puppet, and it allows them to manipulate their actions.
Yeah, I took some of it. It was weird.
God damn it.
I'm going to
Heard a lot of voices.
I'm going to take out the bag of the drug that we recovered from the dealer, and I'm going to like show it to AG and the Empress. Yeah, this
Angie
is
will-
this is what
Angie
we
will
found.
take it, and well, the Empress will look at it. She's kind of quiet. There's none. She's got a very thoughtful look on her face. Age looks very skeptical.
If you tear it up, you'll find a little piece of black material that we believe links to this hive mind thing.
We also believe that they're slipping it into food, not just these drugs, and sort of trying to poison people who are eating unsuspected food prepared by people that they would otherwise trust.
When we captured the dealer and brought him back to the prison for interrogation, he was very shaky and obviously going through the withdrawal very terribly, but we were able to get some answers out of him before he passed away. He told us he couldn't hear a voice anymore. It was quiet. It was very quiet. But he told us a little bit about it, what was going on, and he said that there was some sort of ship docked somewhere nearby, but we haven't been able to investigate it because we're working on a very short time frame here. The let's see what. Let me check my notes. The dealer said that he gets the drug from some soldiers, and they were men in black armor, and the job was to sell the drug to as many people as possible. But the doctor told us that he was dying, and we couldn't really do anything for him anyway. He asked for the drug, and in exchange for the information, I relented and gave him some. But
No, you did not.
we didn't? Yeah, well, I thought
No.
we gave him some.
No, Wade did that. That was
Wade did.
entirely Wade.
Yeah, you did not. I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going over my notes. I guess I forgot the way part.
I thought it was a party
Trying
action.
to take
but yeah,
all the
wait.
credit. I see how it is.
Well, look, I'm just trying to go over this whole story so we can move along here.
Okay.
We know that it sounds crazy.
Sorry, Wei. Yes, you did that part.
You're crazy.
Would you like to describe what happened afterward?
No, you're good. Keep going.
After he had the drug, his eyes turned black, and then he died almost instantly.
He didn't just die. He was killed.
And he asked us
Whatever.
to burn his body, which is what we were planning to do.
Whatever is controlling them. I heard the voice. He had told us too much. It had killed him in in penitence, I guess.
Leslie, yes, that's wild. If you don't believe us, then you know what? That's good luck.
Let me ask you. You said that the doctor was found in his bed this morning, torn to shreds.
No, I found him in his office. He was ripped to pieces.
That's what you said earlier.
It is what he
You
said
said
earlier.
his quarters, yeah.
Yeah, his quarters is the office. He's got an entire section of the castle.
Okay.
Are they talking about the
The place where you
And I
guys
did.
went,
No,
yes?
Maja, is that a lie? Maja, I
No.
got my quest up. Is that a lie? Because that
You
sounds.
do. You do indeed, and you still do. That is not a lie. He did mean that the intention of what he said was that he found him in his office, in his personal quarters, which is that entire section, effectively, where you went earlier. That was all his.
Yeah, you're.
Okay.
Okay.
He had a big section of the castle. He was afforded a lot of trust.
His body was found down where you guys last saw him.
Yes.
Okay. I
Was-
misunderstood. It
You're fine.
sounded to me like he was killed up in his room, and we found his puppet later in the office.
was he found in his on where was he found? Exactly. Was he found on his desk or where was he found?
He was found on the floor in his office next to where that other body was.
Did I see
Is-
two bodies?
We didn't see two
Stop.
bodies.
You
They
saw the
didn't see the
body.
patients.
There was only one body.
There's one body before, but he's stating
Yeah.
that there is another body.
Yeah,
They
the drug dealer.
Sounds
Yeah.
like the doctor's parasite has fled the coop.
They also said that the other three that you guys saw were found there dead as well.
In their beds.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever was puppeting their bodies is no longer in the bodies, it sounds like. I'm saying this out of character.
Here's a question I have.
Yes.
If your doctor had already agreed to cremate the body of the dealer, why then was he why were his organs removed? Isn't that Adam looks over to Tori, that is what you guys found, right?
Well, he was performing an autopsy. While Wei was setting up funeral rites. Napano
Did-
and I went to the hospital to see if there was anything more to learn, and that's when we found the doppelganger.
What do you mean his organs were... that other body's organs were still there? What?
Okay,
What
that was going to
we-
be my next question. If the doctor and the three corpses had their organs.
The corpse of the dealer, or what was left of it, was it was all his organs were removed, and
What?
his
No,
all that was left was his skin.
That's not what I saw. There were still organs. What?
The only
I mean, it
body
was
we
gross
saw
'cause
with
his
organs
crystals are
removed was
How
the...
long have you been here? Adam
What?
asked the guard.
Is the guard the one chiming in, or is AG?
That's the guard.
Okay.
The guard is stating that he found the doctor's body and he saw the body of the drug dealer, but his organs were not removed, according to him.
I'm
No.
inclined to believe my friends. Is that a lie?
No, he's not lying about what he saw.
Adam is simply inquiring how long the guard has been with the Empress and
Oh.
AG.
When did he see this?
Just a moment ago, like a few minutes, we
Hmm.
cordoned off
So-
the area.
While we were fighting the
bodies.
maid, basically.
Yeah, that seems to be the time frame. Yeah.
Okay. It's a very tight time frame. But
The only thing that could have happened was the doppelgangers changed their appearances,
We're being
or they
set up, yeah.
escaped.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been set up.
Lyle says, okay, how about this one? You want proof? Fine, we'll have proof, but we're worried about Eldon. You want to come with us, detain us, make sure we don't leave the premises because we might be murderers, that's fine. Mr. Bloodbird Man, come with us. We have to find Eldon. We have to make sure he's safe. Once we find
Okay.
him, we will go with you to the basement, to wherever you want. We'll get to the bottom of this.
All right. Here's the thing. You are not going to be able to convince him without a roll. So one of you is going to have to roll. You have made decent arguments, so I'm willing to give you advantage, but one of you must roll a parlay.
I'll parlay with him right now with this
Actually,
argument.
can I maybe take
that's
this
just
roll
coming
and
up.
do my
Yes. Do you
What do
have a thing?
What do you got?
the one I accidentally clicked?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Can I
Go
keep
on.
that roll?
No. We gotta do this right. Do another roll. You can have
Damn.
advantage. Have advantage. Whatever you plus that with. So +2.
All right. Yeah. So we want him to pretty much follow us and let us prove to him that something is up.
You're basically you, Wei in particular, are trying to get into like, hey, you should give us the benefit of the doubt for right now and let us show you what we've seen and talk about it and like not make a judgment call. Like, basically, like, shut up, just trust us is basically what you're asking. In a
Gotcha.
more,
Okay.
yeah, that's basically what the instance of what you're trying to ask him. Like, stop doubting us. We don't have time. Do what we say.
Gotcha. So, I've been honest with you from the get-go. You know I don't like you, and I'm not even going to hide that. On my faith here, I present that you give us the benefit of the doubt. You follow us, and we will prove to you there is some messy situations inside your castle walls. And I rolled a 9 on the dice, so whatever we add to that.
Did you
11,
roll
actually,
3D?
altogether.
It's 11. So it's the same.
Perfect.
Did you roll 3d6?
I did. One of them was a 2. We're not going to count that one.
Okay. Then you got 11. Fair enough. Then yes. AG looks annoyed that you challenged him. Like, well, fuck. It's like he can't. It's become this thing of like if he ignores you, then he loses this game. Because now it's a game because he doesn't like you. I don't know. It's challenging authorities, and he has to respect yours.
And if
you're
he
not
kills
really-
me, I win, and he knows that.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And he's the asshole. Sure. All right. He's quiet, and I almost fucking motherfuckers. The Empress, like, kind of puts a hand on his shoulder or his arm, and gives him a look, and he kind of deflates, and she looks at you. All right. You're friends of Eldon. Can I trust Eldon? He has given me no reason to distrust him. And really, beyond some of you being sketchy, looks at Lyle
Sexy.
and a little weird. Looks at Gazelle.
Stupid.
The waves. With a
She
smile.
nods at Gazelle with a smile. You've given me no reason to distrust you. So, I will trust you now. Is there right now at this moment, is there anything we should do?
Find Eldon.
Any suggestions? Find Eldon.
That's what I
Anything
want.
else?
They,
Stay
You got-
together.
I'm gonna suggest. Well, the doppelgangers. They fled to the basement, correct, Stepano?
Yeah, we can show the door that they went into, where we couldn't follow any further.
What's down there? Lyle asks. Or what's supposed
That
to
would
be.
that would be an entrance to the dungeons so the doctor has easy access to the prisoners to ensure their health and whatnot and check on them.
I don't like the sound of that.
it's usually not very full, if at all. We only really put anyone who's particularly dangerous down there. We have another jail in the city for more common crimes.
You have no idea how long the doctor's been a doppelganger, though.
No, I suppose I don't.
It's another good question. Do you have any idea how old the recently deceased doctor, if he died recently or if he's been dead for some time?
It looked pretty recent when I saw the body. The blood was still fresh.
Okay.
Yes, Otto.
Maybe we should burn them.
We should burn them when we... The dealer requested that we burn his corpse.
Okay. Well,
Arson is always the answer.
No, not arson. We're not. No, don't commit arson. No, what are you doing? Don't burn the house. Don't burn the castle down.
Destroy everything.
Not again.
No,
Good lord.
not again.
Well, I think it would be best then to just, take their bodies to the creamery as soon as possible.
God damn it. The crematorium.
Call it the creamery.
The creamery.
Yay! Cold Storm Creamery!
Okay. So where are you going to go next? You're going to Eldon's quarters?
We should definitely find Eldon. Make sure
Okay.
he's
My-
all right.
Oh,
Has
What
my
about-
bird
what about
gotten
the-
to Eldon?
yeah, what about that?
Yeah, Napano, has your bird gotten to Eldon?
Going to look through bird vision. Where am I, Maje?
Let's see. Where would Eldon be, and where would your owl have gotten to at this point?
I think I'd try his quarters first.
Give me 2d6. Flat.
Right after I get up and go to the kitchen. Roll
I could roll it if you want.
2d6. There we go.
An 8. Okay. It has gotten to Eldon. Eldon is like looking at the owl confused and is reading the letter looking confused. And is like walking down the hall, presumably towards you. You're not sure.
I mean, we told him to go to the Empress's room, so
And he seems to be heading that way.
So
We'll
perhaps
probably
we
meet
should
him
wait
along
here
the way.
until. Perhaps we should wait here until Eldon comes and he can help us explore the dungeons. Maybe he'll see something that we can't.
I'm assuming that the owl doesn't see any like crazy evil.
Oh, I was getting to
bullshit
that.
on-
Oh no.
Shh.
oh,
You rolled an
Oh.
8. You didn't roll a 10, so it was a mixed success.
mm,
So Eldon is on his way. However, as your owl is perched on his shoulder, your owl glances backwards, down the hall. There's a couple people wandering about. A mix, and through your owl's vision, you kind of see the outline of their souls. And as a couple people pass each other, heading down a different set of hallways, one silhouette is standing in the crossroads of that hallway, staring at Eldon's back. And they do not have a soul,
Uh-oh.
and are sketched out as though your owl cannot completely see them.
Okay.
And not only that, as your owl was gazing upon it, you realize, even though you can't quite see this figure perfectly, that once your owl looks at it and is staring at that person looks your owl dead in the eyes. And you feel, even through this connection, a chill run down your spine. And then the person heads down another hallway, not following you.
don't like that.
Can I tell which direction it's going? We've walked around the castle a little bit. Can I tell which direction the hallway leads?
Roll for it.
Well, you probably don't know exactly where you are right now in this hallway. Because you just saw down it, and Eldon was already walking when you saw it.
And there's a lot of hallways.
There's a lot of hallways.
Okay. Well then, the owl is just gonna like flutter its wings in alarm and try to get Eldon's attention, and just kind of like stare purposefully down the hallway and hope that he knows where he's at and kind of marks.
He blinks and like looks at it like what's wrong? Why are you? Come on, stop freaking out. He looks down the hallway and he looks back at the owl, like he doesn't quite understand.
He fell down the well.
I'm just gonna
Well.
look very purposely in that direction and hope Eldon remembers where he is when this weird thing happened.
When he meets up with you, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, currently he's just confused. And
Yes,
he
he
tries to
can be
calm down your
confused.
owl and tries to continue on his way. He'll be there in like 10 minutes, effectively, time-wise.
Since all I can see is blurry silhouettes of like whether they've got the soul or not when the thing is puppeting them,
Mhm.
is it possible to know, like, was this being dressed as a guard? Were they in maid's clothes? Can I tell like what shape they were currently in?
You could kind of tell. You could kind of see like the individual they were being. It looked like they were wearing kind of like general. What's the term? Not a butler. Not a maid. It was a man. A servant.
Servant?
Just a common servant. Just kind of holding some plates.
Okay.
Sus.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna ride on Eldon's shoulder until he gets here then. And
The Empress looks at the goblin and the sort of. Are they okay? They just kind of zoned out.
Yeah, they do that sometimes.
Fine.
It's a goblin. It's a goblin thing. Don't
It's
worry about it.
definitely a goblin thing.
Adam just kind of nods.
While we're waiting, Otto's
Yes.
gonna mess with his Dawson and like try to get it out, make it work again
Yeah, maybe
Where
it's
where
working.
does he store his
Shake it.
Dawson anyway?
in his little pocket.
It's
His
not like-
little
The
apron?
drawer on his chest, right?
Yeah.
Or is it in the pocket on his apron?
I think it's
on
in his
his
apron. Yeah.
Okay.
oh,
It's still
He
just
hasn't
flashing.
connected to it yet, so
It's flashing and saying, "Warning, warning." You shake it and hit it a little.
Why hasn't he connected the Dawson yet?
he wanted to become friends with it first.
Oh, that's cute.
Do you try anything else with it?
Mm,
Slam it into the table, bite it.
doesn't have
throw it
any
against the wall.
buttons or anything. So.
I mean, there's some surfaces to press down. It seems like very slightly.
I don't know. He's probably just trying to do anything to make it work.
Hmm,
Have you tried putting in the Konami code?
Here. let me see. Okay. It'll stop flashing upon like prodding from Otto, as though you're trying to get to its attention. There's like a beep, and then the warning stops. And the
It's a microwave.
and the docent flashes and kind of goes back to normal color, but it's still like tinted a little red, as though the warning is still there, and could just start going off again at any moment.
Are you working now?
Yes. Greetings.
What's wrong with you?
There is a threat in the area. Dire threat. Highest level.
Is this dire threat familiar to you?
It is stored as information in me.
What's the threat?
That sounds like a yes.
The exact nature of it is unknown to me. But it is a creature that, left unattended, will destroy everything.
That sounds bad.
Any
That is
relation
why it's the
to your
highest level
master?
threat. Yes.
Oh,
What was the question?
any relation to its master?
Hmm.
And it said yes.
So we can all hear the docent. It's not just communicating with Otto.
Yeah, it's like it's out loud.
Yeah,
Okay.
it talks.
On speaker mode.
It's how that there was a shambling mound it was attached to, and it
Yeah.
basically used that as his body, and he talked to the party.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Although it wasn't really his body, he couldn't control it.
Yeah, we stole him off of it.
He was kind of
He
stuck
was
to
like
it,
a
yeah.
necklace.
It's like, oh no, I can't stop him. No, you're doomed. Sorry.
Is this from the temple that we found you at?
Yeah. Or-
Unknown.
Ooh.
Unknown.
I cannot verify the integrity of the coffin, as I am not longer in the vicinity and I am no longer connected to it.
That doesn't make me any happier to
Oh
hear.
my.
I mean, that's fair. We did kind of kidnap you off of the coffin. Or I guess the mound.
There are differences to reports that I have in my memory, though they are old and the information has degraded.
Tell us.
Aye, it could evolve.
This creature was mindless.
How do we stop it?
Silence. It does not answer.
You don't.
Wait, they said
That's
the
not good.
creature was mindless, but it seems like these things have a hive mind and they're planning. It seems like now they're trying to frame Nippano and Tori. That doesn't seem like mindless.
I mean, one tried to seduce Lyle. They have a mind.
Yeah.
That's what it said.
Something's
That's what I said.
controlling
And
it.
I'm
Or I guess they don't. You know, that's a bad decision. So maybe they don't. Maybe they're mindless.
Alright.
It's funny.
I suppose they could have grown a brain.
Well,
he'll actually say something to that question of like, how do we destroy it? He says he does not know. He was not. He basically. I do not know. I was not present for the means by which it was sealed or stopped, if it was stopped. The current state of the world would lead me to believe that it was stopped somehow. I do not have that information.
You're a bad guard for this then.
Oh, what now?
Guard.
Oh, a guard. I was
Yeah.
not a guard, I was a caretaker of a casket until a cure was found. And I was not the guard. The Shambling Mound was the guard, and you destroyed that.
It was bad at its job too.
It started it.
It ate
Door
me.
also was partially supposed to keep people from getting near it. To be fair. It hurts my feelings that you say I did a bad job.
Do you think old
Like-
dinosaur face is hurt?
You have feelings?
No.
we left the
Information says that's the thing I should say right now.
the casket's being protected by the lizard tribe now, wasn't that right?
That was the implication, yes.
Yeah. So they could probably defend it. They were fighting off Muro's troops pretty well enough, which it's kind of strange that we circle back to the Muro's troops, isn't it? Now they're here spreading this drug.
Muros was spreading this drug?
Oh yeah, that's what the drug dealer said before.
Are
he
you
died.
telling me a foreign nation was selling drugs that, according to you all, contains some sort of creature that replaces people?
That is certainly
Yeah.
what it seems like, yes.
This is Eggy talking now, not the docents anymore?
Yes.
Okay.
He puts his face in his hands and runs his hands down his face.
Well, the description given to us of the knights or the soldiers was Morosian.
Sounds Morosian to me. Not that I would know.
Yeah. I would. It definitely sounds Borosian.
Adam just kind of looks over at Lyle for a second at that, but continues on.
I
Didn't
know.
We also mentioned something called the choir.
The
What?
choir?
Yes, that was what. Who said
think you-
that? I believe it was the drug dealer.
I think the dealer said the flesh came from the choir or something to that effect. That's what I have in my notes anyway.
I believe that's correct. Yes, I think the drug dealer is the only one who said that so far.
Hmm.
Do any of you know what that might be about?
The docent has no answer. I do not know what that term means beyond the normal term of choir.
Adam just kind of looks over to AG and the Empress. Does that ring any bells? Maybe.
He just
from-
like throws up his hands. I don't know. Empress shakes her head.
Adam just kind of shrugs. Okay, fair enough. But
What about
covering all the details here?
What about the red tree symbol? Does that have any significance to them?
They shake their head.
Okay.
And look, did you like? Do you like draw it or show them it?
I'm still wide-eyed on catatonic, but that's like something the party should ask.
I think somebody like wrote it down what it
There
was,
like
right?
a badge, wasn't there?
Wasn't it Eldon?
It was a badge. There was a thing on a wall that was
I think
painted
it's-
in red paint.
doesn't-
Gazelle should still have a badge.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Didn't
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
also like read back to see when that was like first made?
That was
and it
Napano,
went
yeah.
really far back or something. Yeah,
Not too
Napano's
far
fucked
back.
the dead.
Like a couple months.
Yeah, it was
Ow.
very recent.
It
Napano's
wasn't,
still wigging out,
like
though.
super recent, but it was recent enough. Yeah. Gazelle, you gonna show the symbol?
Gazelle is just kind of stand there for a moment, and then, oh right, yeah, that thing. He like reaches into his stuff and he pulls it out, and it's like this thing. Does this look familiar?
AG will take it. He like narrows his eyes, like, no, I don't. Well, wait, hold on a second. This looks sort of like the eagle that we used to use, but it's like more paint was just thrown on it. It's like the same, like a bird's head pointed upwards and its wings outstretched, but the feathers are like spread here, like they're branches now. Like it was turned into a tree or something.
Oh, it's not a
It-
tree, it's a bird! I should have known.
What the fuck was that? Is that purple?
That was me, sorry.
Oh,
Did I
It's
make
always
that
the
pick me up?
birds.
So it's still the symbol of the Crimson Hawks. It's just been turned into a tree.
To be clear, the implication of what he is saying is that it looks similar to his symbol, like the symbol of the Crimson Hawks, but it looks like it was taken and just added to until it became a tree.
Yeah, it's like altered.
Someone splashed on the
Yes.
bird.
Someone splashed on the bird.
Is this what is this? Is this like an indication that it's another gang?
I was thinking perhaps
it's an indication that it's an inside job.
or that the dealer was once Crimson Hawk before he became what he became,
Or perhaps
which would line up
It
with
would-
what we were finding
Well-
anyway.
Let me ask you: does the Crimson Hawks have any kind of connection with Moros? At least while that was your time there. I'm asking AG.
Would he have worked for Crimson Hawk for Moros at all? There was once a Morosian noble that requested us for a job way back when, like a few years ago. It
What
was a, there was assassination. They want us to kill a particular noble in the neighboring country. Some fucking little shit who was what did my lieutenant say? Apparently he was against the emperor there. Was a voice of dissent. Didn't seem like he was very well favored of the court. It was just that Moros for some reason hired us to kill him.
Oh.
Which we did. My lie.
What was the name of the emperor?
The emperor there? Oh, I have his name. Hold on. I have it. Where the fuck is it? Ah!
Did he also have red hair?
No.
Not one of yours.
Not one of mine.
Not one of
Maybe. The bloodline might thin out a bit after what, like, how many generations is it? At least 3 or 4?
yours. Oh, he referred to himself as a king. I put him down as a king. He doesn't have a name as of right now. However, he is the ruler of the neighboring country of Kaishi,
Kaishi.
which is to the west of where you are now, which is Ronglu.
It's still in Zhao?
Yes, still in Japan.
Must have.
You also would recall that he is he claims to be the only true descendant of the emperor who deserves the throne. Their country is very much about attempting to reunify the nation of Zhao under his banner. He's kind of a prick, is how he's talked about here in this country, because they have regular border disputes with most of the other nations, including this one. They also probably have one of the most territories, the largest territories on Zhao.
He was in control of the largest territory in the country, and you were able to assassinate him?
No, not him. A noble in his court. It was disliked. It was a dissident, a voice of dissent.
I'm losing track here. Did you mean that the Crimson Hawks assassinated the king or one of the members of his
No.
court?
One of the nobles.
One of the members.
One of the members of his court.
Okay.
Who spoke out in opposition to that king.
Yes. And the Morosians purportedly hired the Crimson Hawks to do it.
Why would the Morosians care about the affairs of a foreign court?
DM shrugged shoulders.
Same reason they would perhaps be in cahoots with the Tengu, I would imagine.
Because they want a
Politics.
political leader that has their best interest at heart, too.
I'm
Political leader they can control.
putting this all in my notes, but it seems very complex, so I want to see how this plays out later.
Yeah, so I wrote down that Eggy revealed that the Crimson Hawks were once hired by Muros to assassinate a nobleman of Kaishi. Is there anything more significant I had to put down?
Just a member of the king's court.
Yeah.
One of you roll 2d6, and I might give you another tidbit.
I got it.
Flat.
I haven't rolled anything yet.
Do it.
Do it. Oh, fuck, you rolled a 10.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Good job.
AG kind of thinks for a moment and then has a weird look of realization. Now that I think about it, the Morosian that hired us had a pendant. A pendant of a tree. A red tree.
Oh, so it is the Morosians. Did you ever find out what this noble's name was?
The one that I killed or the one that hired us?
One that hired you.
1 second.
Should have said both. I want to know who he killed.
Yeah, both would be nice. I'd also like the name of the king, if possible.
Where is that? He thinks for a moment, and he snaps his fingers. Oh, there's some asshole named Vidar.
Badar?
Dab.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
guy.
don't that beat off.
Yo.
That sounds very familiar.
The guy who hired them was Vidar?
yes.
Okay.
Lyle's gonna tug the collar of his shirt and he's like, wasn't it? Oh, geez. Yeah, he's the bloke that was looking for old Oddball's core in yeah.
Wait, is that the man who showed up at the brothel looking for us?
Yes.
Oh.
Out of character, let me ask, because I briefly forgot. Didn't he turn out to be an Oni, or was that a different person?
That was a different
That
person.
was
That was
different.
the
That was,
person who
uh,
hired you to save UA.
That
But
was
also to steal
Vondale.
from UA.
Yeah, at the
that
end of
guy.
that arc, when
Okay.
the Morosians arrived in town, and one of them, like a commander, came to Zeifeng's brothel and was interrogating her. Then, when we
I
had
remember
this
that.
the sneak out through the secret exit, that's who she was talking to, was Vidar.
I remember that. I just didn't remember what happened with the guy who hired us for the core.
And as for the person he killed a man by the name of Siley Koan. And I'm gonna just put that in there because I just made it up at the top of a hat. Because he's dead. Also, I'm bad at naming things.
Tylee Koan? I will need you to spell that.
I put it in the chat, the DnZV chat.
Tylee Koan.
Ooh.
Kylie's Cologne? Sign me up.
Siley
Any
Cologne, he's dead. He died.
And he's dead. Dead as hell.
And the king? Well, Sorum, he is technically a descendant of the original emperor. So, what's his name?
How direct is his line?
Oh, it's been a while. So,
Is he like
he's about as connected as.
is,
Well,
is he
that's
in,
up for
is
the
he in
air.
the like the 60s range, 50s range, you know, for the
Generations?
illegitimate like line? Cuz remember we rolled and it was like what 96 different children.
Oh, we would have probably been in one of the later ones, probably.
Oh,
Maybe.
he's far off there.
Yeah.
Name him
Okay.
Taquito. You already got enchilada.
Oh no, I mean, I was gonna give fun, memorable names to the ones that are closer, and then throwaway names to the ones that are
No, this guy
further out.
sucks. You should give him a shitty name, but also a name that thematically fits.
King of the largest area of Zhao,
Yes.
with ambitions to
Reunite the
reunite
nations
the nations
through violence.
through violence.
Yes.
What about holy shit?
Let's see.
You shut up. That's not close. That's not in theme.
Rough red beans? Yes, it is.
Red beans.
Rough red could totally be a D&D name.
It's not a D&D name. It's a name of this world. It's
Rough
very...
red
Wow.
could totally be it's a fantasy name.
Is Valney's name?
I'm gonna stab you.
Isn't he Asian too? It's like, oh, hello, I refry beans.
Oh my god. Tao Quito.
not Flexo Supreme.
This is fun.
No, you stop that. I smack your head with the keyboard.
With
Yeah.
the keyboard.
Not you, Smith.
Um,
Come on, Sorum.
I'm gonna go in a different direction. I'm gonna pull a menu item from a different restaurant. I feel like the further away from the line you are, the further away you are from Taco Bell. Let's look up.
This is gonna be half of our session right here.
I've got a sushi menu on my fridge. Let me go have a look.
Oh my god.
Actually, since he is Zhao, I guess that would make more sense if he also had a.
Name him Crab Rangoon.
Makes him sound like a maverick.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Let's look up sushi rolls. This will be fun. We'll give him a sushi roll name.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, while they're
his name is California. There you go. King California
Go to
roll.
King California. You did this to yourself, Marshy.
Well, this is why I don't let you name things.
He's also just called King Cali.
Kelly.
King Cali.
Alima!
Oh, it's funny.
We made it. King California roll.
God damn it. Fine. I'm changing it to this because it still sounds the same.
I have a question.
California.
It works.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
And
This
if
is
Lyle can't.
compromise.
You're gonna have to name at least. You're gonna have to come up with all these family names and stuff. It's gonna be fun. You didn't let me name the Empress.
Yeah.
She's important. This guy,
Yes, 'cause she's
probably not
important.
around anymore.
Oh, he's still alive.
Oh.
You were naming the current king. That's what
Jesus
you were naming.
Christ.
I have too much power, too much
I-
influence in this
This is why I've
campaign.
never give. This is why your empire fell apart.
Oh, damn. So when you could name him General Zoe.
General.
General.
Late.
God damn
General.
it.
Late now.
Missed
General
opportunity.
Zhang.
Oh my god.
BB, what's up?
And just make
Say
it out
that.
of character, but doesn't Lyle have a thing that protects him from what's going on?
A thing that protects him from what's going on.
Like,
I don't
Burrow
know
stuff,
how it
or-
I don't know how it translated in the switch to this game though.
I'm also kind of losing track of what you're
He
saying.
had like a health amulet.
Oh yeah, yeah, forgot about that. Whoever ended up with that artifact.
Lyle did.
I
Shit.
believe Lyle did. We should add that back to it, and we'll figure that text out.
Yeah, that was in.
But you don't know. You have no fucking idea. You don't know if this will protect you or not.
Yeah, that's right. That was one of the treasures in the Shambling Mound.
Yes.
Protect him from Muros or from the zombie virus?
The zombie virus.
Supposed to
Okay.
protect him from illnesses.
Okay, so that's
Well,
a maybe.
I think I kept
Actually,
it.
considering-
I think I kept it for the STDs.
He did.
That sounds like you.
Well, who can say?
Oh.
Who
Okay.
can say?
All right. Well, are we? We want to move on now. Now that
Yes,
we've
for the
determined-
Yeah,
love
I don't.
God.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. I really don't have anything to ask in this situation at this point.
Eldon.
All right, Eldon will into the room with an owl on his shoulder. All right, the fuck is going on?
Eldon! Monsters!
Well, There's a lot going
Monsters, Eldon!
Napano's gonna kind of pop back into their own body and be like, when the owl was trying to signal you, do you remember which corridor you were in?
I guess, yeah.
There was a servant behind you who was one of the skin changer puppet things.
What are you talking about?
Is Monsters, Eldon?
Doppelgangers? Is this what you're saying? That's what the note said.
Yeah.
Maybe
Kind of.
we're not
Partially.
certain. We're
So
not
maybe-
certain what kind of creatures they are. They may be doppelgangers. They may be something related to the lizard people shrine.
The
Wait.
lizard people shrine. What?
You remember
Can
the
we-
shrine with the thing,
Wait,
the sarcophagus.
can
Sorry.
we just like fast forward catching Eldon up?
Okay, you quickly explain to him that you are referring to the thing that's found in that shrine and his face loses all color and he goes pale.
Of course.
Does this sound similar to?
No, they're not. They're not supposed to be intelligent. They just spread. That's all they do.
Adam just kind of points over at Otto. That's what the ball said. Yeah.
These are probably not this. They're probably not those. They are not intelligent. They were not intelligent. Past tense.
But the docent.
I have a working theory on this. The more we learn, the more I learn that they are some kind of they're not sentient. They don't have a soul. They're just here to spread. But they seem connected somehow. I think that the more that they spread, the more power and influence they can manage, and that might mean that they also become smarter somehow too.
No. That's not how. No.
Someone's
History
controlling
did
it.
not-
Are you sure?
No.
You
no
really
one
know
can-
for
that
sure?
that is not a. It is not a thing that can be controlled.
Are you sure?
Yes.
They mentioned a chorus and said that we are many.
Chorus.
Wire.
They're
Choir.
These are probably just some kind of doppelganger that's not get carried away.
Okay, well,
That's a good point.
can we,
You're getting pretty sweaty. Are you okay there, bud?
No, if what you say is true, and that is related, then we're all doomed. The world is doomed. That we're doomed.
don't be so dramatic, Eldon. Get it together.
I am not being dramatic. I am being realistic. If that turns out to be what this is, then we are already doomed.
I'm going to grab
There-
Eldon by the shoulders, shake him, and say, get it together, man, and then slap him.
Ah,
Eldon,
don't slap me. He slaps me back.
Ow!
Roll initiative.
He shakes you.
That's my horse.
I
Eldon,
love that game.
What?
my core reacted.
Your core reacted to them?
Yes. It wanted me to destroy them.
He stares for a few seconds, almost into a minute, his face very pale, and he stumbles and he sits down and he starts rubbing his forehead.
Do you know what that means?
It means we're in deep shit.
Is it possible there were creatures of a similar nature in the time of Den Katras?
That is the name of the druid, yes?
Yes.
Yes, it's been a while. I'm bad at memory things. But yeah, it's not impossible, but if your core reacted, then
It knew of this thing somehow.
Look, Eldon, I don't know what's going on, man, but it's bad. We got to do something. Can you help us?
Okay. He looks to AG. First order of business, and I need you to trust me on this. You need to lock down the castle and let no one leave. No one can leave. Until we know how much they've spread, we cannot let anyone else leave. And even if they're outside, letting anyone else out could cause more problems.
Go put the city on lockdown.
The city would be the best choice if we can, but it'd be difficult. But we can do that. Put in orders for that. At the very least, we need to lock down the castle, and then we need to track down these creatures. You said you fought one, yes?
2.
And you were able to kill it?
Several now.
Yes.
How did you kill it?
With fire.
What kind
One
of
of 'em.
fire?
Adam just kind of
Lightning fire?
points to his spear. It came from this, but the dealer did recommend that his body be burned, so he seemed to have knowledge of what took them over.
I'm not sure if it matters either, but we did recover that spear in the same area we recovered the docent.
If it's possible that that could be... no, maybe. It's possible. But if it was just fire, that's not enough to kill them.
Get it together, man.
I'm very aware of a situation right now. I am very together.
How
Okay,
Maybe-
would
because
you suggest?
are you sure? Because you're freaking me out a little. I think I'm about
Let
to
me
lose
be
it.
very clear. Let me be very clear with all of you. If this is what you what it potentially implies that you are implying it is, then we do not have a means to kill it beyond maybe your robotic friend here. Maybe.
So what? We choke him out? 'Cause that's what that's what Otto tried.
If you prolong physical contact with one, you risk infection.
So don't choke it out.
Did you said you cut it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stabbed it.
And you, guard, you said you found the bodies? Yes? Let me be very clear. If it is those bodies are not dead.
Should that be where we investigate next, then?
If we need
We should
to
find
isolate, that might not be enough. And magic will not be effective here.
There is one thing that I don't quite understand.
Yes?
The dealer died. He was straight up dead. Whatever this thing is, killed him.
You need to understand that if this is that thing, to you he died, because that's how humans die. But a human's heart stops beating. When their organs stop, they die. This is not their organs, it's not their heart. If that body is still there and its existence has just not been completely removed, it is not dead.
I think we need to go back over our work then.
I'm going to just kind of stand up and look over at Eldon and the rest of them and say, whatever the wizard's talking about is way bigger than anything else that I've ever had to deal with before. I was worried about taking on my father and his the tribes ravaging the lands. He's talking about what sounds like the end of the world. Eldon, I'm on your side, but I need you to be completely frank with me. What is this thing? What is it called? And what the hell are we really in for here? I need you to be, like, completely open.
I think he's been pretty clear that it's the end of the
What
world.
is it? What is it?
Is that important? How do we kill it? Can we kill it?
What is it? Does it have a name?
Let me kill it.
What would they have named it? Because they didn't name the choir. That's not their name for it. That's a name you got basically kind of through it.
The whatchamahoozits?
No.
Talking about
Oh.
ourselves being infected and all these other things. I might not even be able to stop my father in case I turn into one of these monsters.
Seems like your father might not be able to stop your father either. if this is what happens to everyone.
Didn't the doctor have a book on? I don't know. Tori and Napano did mention that they found a book on Doppelganger, right? But they didn't bring it with them.
We
No.
found it. I don't imagine that the book has gone very far. We can go back down there and look for it, which I think we need to do very soon.
It may be worth our time, but also begs the question: what was the doctor doing with such a book?
Well, the book is just about doppelgangers in general, because you have the book.
Oh, did
I
we take
mean-
it with us? Okay.
I assume you did. It dropped in your lap, so yeah, I assumed you took it.
I assumed that things were too crazy in there to get it, but it
Well,
was.
then I guess that's up to you. If you don't want the book, you don't have the book. But it,
As players,
doppelgangers
we haven't
are-
had much time to chew on the things that have happened. It's all
No.
just kind of been back to back.
yeah. But the
So-
doppelgangers are a thing. Doppelgangers are a thing. They exist. So
But the hive mind aspect makes it seem like these are more than simple doppelgangers.
shrug, Cladis. That's what they're called.
Can you spell that?
Cladis.
Gladys. Okay.
So, how. Assuming this thing has the potential to end the world and all life on it, were it to be unleashed, why would Muros be trying to spread it? They can't expect to survive it if.
I don't know. It's not. The things I read imply it was not intelligent. That it is not intelligent. That it was mindless and it just spread uncontrollably until it was destroyed. And in which case it also destroyed everything else.
How was
thing
it destroyed?
He bites his lip as though he doesn't want to say as he looks at you, Otto. And he's looking at you, Otto, when you ask that question. He's. Yeah.
Eldon, what are you not telling us?
Hmm. Do I need to make you roll for this? Because he really does not want to say.
I mean, I'll give it a
If
shot.
this is what we're dealing with, then we need to know.
The way that
Eldon, we don't have time to dawdle. What is it? I rolled a 14.
shit!
Is that- are you-
Boom! Way with the slam.
Are you asking what the thing is or what they used to destroy it? Or both?
The thing he's contemplating not telling us.
Yeah, how did he destroy it? How
The
did
way
they
that they destroyed it in this and past is they created constructs that were capable of destroying it through sheer physical power. And in order to create such a thing, it was a terrible process that resulted in the creation of things like you, Otto. But not the ones that are here in the modern day. These were thousands of folds stronger than anything any of us can muster. Once they were created and set upon this disaster, they turned on the world and reduced the civilization of that age to ash. And then went dormant.
Whoa, wait, are you telling me that Oddball's a apocalypse warrior? He brought about the
Sort
end
of.
of days?
No, Otto, even with the core that Otto has, he would not have been one of those. He would have been one of the drones. There were only 3 that really had the most power that controlled the others.
So, Otto is one of these. Is that why he was able to see them earlier? The Cladis?
They were designed to hunt and destroy the Cladis.
Mm.
Explain him, or at least the docent reacting.
Well, just because he reacted doesn't mean it's exactly the same as what the world faced all those years ago. It could be something related, similar. That thing clearly came from somewhere. This could have come from a similar place.
Adam looks over at Napano. You saw when the dealer came and made that symbol, didn't you? Or maybe it wasn't the dealer, but it was somebody made that symbol, yes?
Someone we couldn't see. They were. It was like the vision was blurry, and whoever was creating it was just out of sight. We couldn't
Does
get a
that-
clear picture.
Does that not sound familiar to something else you say you've been seeing?
We have also been able to detect the Cladis in a different way from Otto. We have looked at people, and we've seen blurry entities without souls walking around this castle, if that's what you mean.
That would be a sign of them. Yes, they did not have souls or magic.
How long ago did you perceive that vision to be? I don't know if Napano got a sense of like time.
It was like a couple months.
A couple months before we came to town.
Hmm.
Adam
Okay.
just kind of looks over to Eldon. Well, that proves it at least isn't directly tied to that. It hasn't been that. It certainly has not been that long since we've
Or-
stopped by.
Or this creature has evolved.
Well, it's clearly evolved because it can think.
And it's more of a threat than it was.
Yes, but I'm simply making the point that it's the thing that Eldon warned us to keep sealed would not have been
It's not our
unsealed
fault,
at the point.
basically.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah, it seems like it's been out for a lot longer.
Did it-
You know, that brings up another question of mine. Is that the only casket? Are
As
there more?
far
Been
as
claimed
there
to be-
are, I will
Yeah.
be honest with everyone in this room. Looks the guard, and be very clear. This is a secret that must be kept very secret, and cannot leave this room. Looks at everyone very seriously, and I mean that.
Guard.
Let me be very clear. The secret cannot leave this room, and if you spread it, I have to kill anyone who else who learns it. Do you understand?
Cool.
Gazelle gives a thumbs up.
Auto
All right.
nod.
Adam simply nods.
Or he just stares at Eldon, waiting for him to get on with it?
The original core of these beings, when they first came to our world, is in Zhao. Well, if you ever look at a map, you know the crater in the Zafkan Mountains to the north of Kaishi, where our headquarters is.
Yeah.
In the dead center of that crater is the core of these beings.
The constructs, yes?
The origin. No, the origin of the Culdus.
Ah,
Gladys. Even with all the might that ancient civilization could muster, and all destroying all the infected creatures and organisms, they could not destroy the core. So we have kept it sealed. Well, they sealed it first, and we merely ensured it remains so, and that has been our duty for a long time. To ensure that no one enters that territory under threat of death, and that no one touches it or goes near it, ever. So, these things are not, in terms of if there's any sealed caskets with them inside, are, up until this point, we believed no, that the only point of real origin point of them was there.
do you think that this other fella who sealed his old lady in the sarcophagus with one, that he might be um, a third party unintentional troublemaker that has accidentally preserved one of these things in a secondary location?
I mean, that is the implication. Yeah. Maybe not intentionally. I imagine he probably did want to cure his wife. He was from what I read, was a very awful time.
But
imagine
regardless of his
your
original
lover
intentions,
something like this.
he has accidentally created a secondary spawn point for these death critters.
Well, none of you were infected, so presumably, unless someone else has gone to unseal it, it's still sealed.
One should
Ancient
hope.
That's probably fine.
The ancient
But
civilization's technology was leagues ahead of ours, so it's potentially possible that if she was in early enough stages, they could have kept it sealed from spreading.
So I suppose
It could
What
be
I'm-
stuck there.
what I'm getting at is there could be more sources of these than the one you have under lock and key.
Well, clearly that must be the case if this is indeed the thing.
I think
The
the time for
Clinus.
talking is long past. If the castle is under siege from these things, what do you say we go scorched earth?
I do believe that we do need to take care of this as soon as possible. The longer that they're walking around, the more ability they have to spread. And
When you, yes, we should issue orders to seal off the city, seal off the castle, ensure no one leaves or enters.
Who knows how far it's even spread, though? If it's been around for as long as, a couple months, then could have spread far beyond the city at this point.
And there could be more dealers, could be more hands. This drug epidemic. It's funny to call it that now.
Sounds like we need to make a trip to the source potentially.
Yeah, that might be the best option. We might have to. We would have to
I
go.
can assure you, the origin point is sealed. It is under the direct supervision of the master of the Porter of the Blue Tower.
Sorry, not that source.
Oh,
The
casket.
the moored the moored ship that supposedly
Oh,
the
that
drugs
source.
were coming
Okay.
from.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the other things. My bad.
That's fair. No, those are fair things for El to do assume. That makes sense.
All right. Well, if
But
there's
adding-
anything, well,
So,
for the purposes of time, and just to speed things along, unless you have any other questions you wish to ask Eldon about this, which you may, we can fast through this time and some decisions being made. Is any other further questions?
No.
Many, but none that Lyle would ask right now.
Okay.
I'll
Oh.
save him for another session.
Okay.
In his estimation, is the serving girl that we killed actually dead because we killed it with the spear and or do we need to check
we're
on?
not sure.
You're not sure.
We fucked
Okay.
her up pretty good, but she could still be in there.
The doctor
Not
definitely seems
sure.
to be fine. Well,
So-
fine is relative, but
So let me run through the things that happen first.
Okay.
AG issues out the orders to seal off the city. Guards are sent out from the castle, and a set of guards, the personal guard of the Empress, stay in the castle to guard the castle. The gates of the castle are sealed. Guards are posted at every inch of this town as much as they can. It's a big city, so it's a bit difficult, but they try their best. Those orders are issued. So let me ask you guys. What do you want to do with the bodies? Do you want to go check them? And then if you find them, what do you want to do with them?
I mean, I think we should definitely check on them and make sure to burn
Check and burn.
Check and burn.
Maybe not burn.
Maybe not burn?
Burn.
them. Why?
I'm open to
What if
suggestions.
this thing's like airborne and burning it causes a spread?
I don't know if we know it's an airborne.
This is Middle
pathogen.
Ages, baby. We don't know about airborne pathogens.
I will cite my own medical knowledge here and say that it has to be a really bad thing that can survive being incinerated.
I will say that Eldon will inform you if you ask him about that particular question. Will not spread that way.
Okay.
All right, off to the creamery.
It's not. It can't
Let's
spread
go to
through
the
like.
creamery.
Creamery.
Well,
Do we want to check on the girl
Alright,
first, or do we
then-
want to go straight to the
Okay, so
basement?
it will not spread via being cremated.
Alright.
Okay.
I guess
well,
we
from-
should probably check the girl first because she'll be closer, right?
Sure.
And we think that we may have actually done that one in. We know that the doctor is still active.
Right.
Also, since Napano reported that there was another one walking through the castle, shouldn't we check the staff?
If we run into them.
Otto and Napano should be able to detect them if they
I think at this point,
approach us.
I am gonna do bird vision if one of you wants to like fireman carry my body. I think I am just gonna go limp and do bird vision.
Adam will carry up on him.
That's fine.
Okay. So, you go to check the servant girl's body. It's still there. It looks like. Well, it looks like a servant girl was cut in half in your. Well, the living room of this little guest quarters.
Looks
Just
pretty
sitting
corpsey.
next- Looks like a
Still there,
corpse,
at
looks
least.
like a servant girl. Has not moved since you killed it. Its eyes are still open.
Are there tablecloths here?
She a little
Okay.
barbecued.
So,
The eyes are
Feel
they're like all black.
Little crispy.
They're like black marbles, right?
no, they're
Can I
just
wrap
the
her up
eyes.
in a? Can I wrap her up in a tablecloth?
You can, yes.
Maybe grab a few extra ones.
Sure.
Maybe try to avoid touching.
You can ask for like cloths to be brought to you to
Exactly.
do this. Absolutely. You put the pieces of this corpse under a tablecloth and bundle it together. Nothing untoward happens. You don't get any reaction. Napano, I will say that as you gaze upon this corpse, there's not a soul here, but there's not that blurring of vision here. It just looks like a body
No
now. It just
distortion.
looks normal. There's no distortion. It just looks like a body
You know,
of someone
maybe
who died.
maybe want to try talking to her.
I don't think I've communed yet. I don't think I have my speak with dead back yet.
He hasn't recharged
not.
it, no. Unfortunately.
No, this has been pretty rapid fire.
Predicament.
All right.
Probably should burn this body then. To the
You want to go get the other bodies first and check on those?
Yeah, well,
They're
I
kind
think
of on the way,
Creamery.
aren't they?
Yeah, we can go over that real quick.
I mean, that was the plan. We're already going to the
Sure.
creamery, so
are we
Sure.
going to
that's why I wrapped it up.
the hospital wing then?
That's easier indication. So you return to the hospital wing. The guards that you passed, they flank you, keeping an eye out, after being told by Eldon and AG to listen to Eldon and your orders. In which case they tell you I assume you tell them to keep your eye out. If anyone acts weird, say something immediately. And none of them give you those vibes upon it. You don't see anyone who looks weird along the way.
Nice.
Okay.
So let's talk about the doctor's body first. So you go into that room where you found the autopsied body, and there's a thing you notice. You remember it being pretty grisly, the body you found on the table. And it still looks pretty grisly, but it doesn't look the same. It has changed. The organs that you saw were missing before, they're there. They're not gone. Which you know for a fact they were gone when you saw that body before.
What the fuck?
Does it look like it's completely bent open on the rib cage, or does it look a bit more subdued?
Not any more than a bit more subdued, like an actual autopsied body.
No, this is wrong.
It's not like someone unzipped this body and just like opened it up wide and climbed in.
No, not at all.
I'm going
Adam
to.
just kind of frowns.
I don't know. All right. So I want to try something. I'm just gonna roll for it, and then I'll let you read it.
Okay.
All right, so that's a decent roll. What I'm looking for is now I know that the Cladis
Cladis.
Yeah,
Cladis
Gladys.
is
Cletus?
some kind of creature that can mimic or is very similar enough to doppelgangers and have some kind of hive mind and don't die easily. So I've gotten a lot of history on them.
Sure.
So as a ranger, I think now I have a not like a lot of experience, but I have an idea of what I'm looking at.
You have like enough like information to like make some deductions.
Yeah. So now that I'm seeing all this, is this what am I seeing here? Because now I'm like realizing a pattern here. These bodies are not what they look like later on. They seem to change. The organs were gone before, and now they're back. It does look like the body was still torn up really badly, like not like a normal autopsy would, where it would just be kind of clean cuts. This is still weird and strange, and I don't understand this, so I'm trying to look for anything that might be useful here. Tell me what's different and what's sticking out to me.
Well, let me give you that with a bit of extra. Like, let me tell you the condition of the doctor. The doctor is on the is on the ground, on the floor, next to the table. His head is cut. His torso is cut at a slight angle through like his waist, cut through, so his body is split apart. One of his legs is just kind of off and like a little ways away from his body, as though he was just cut.
Spelling out.
No, he's just cut to pieces.
Oh shit.
His head was cut like you cut it, and it's like sitting like a little ways from his body, but it looks like he was cut up.
Wait,
And
like I cut it?
yes, like you cut it. The implication you get from that, like looking at the body on the table, looking at the doctor, is that this was a scene assembled, created for a purpose. And you might be able to guess what the purpose was.
Ramming.
Yes.
We're onto them. And they're trying to take us out.
That's certainly intelligent thought.
Well, I mean, we're kind of already onto that, but now that I'm seeing it, these are the cut marks that I made. Oh, jeez.
And you'll notice that where his leg is kind of split, that's where one of you shot it, or you stabbed into it before. And it was just turned into a cut.
This changed? The Cladis was able to close the wounds as it moved around. So,
It's not the same body.
Or is it?
I don't know.
Or it is the same body, but they switch bodies.
I think Nightmare said something like the way it was cut open, like something climbed in it and zipped it up, like it was like a pajama onesie or something like that. I'm wondering if that's. I don't know.
It shed the skin.
Well, hold on. If it was something like that, shouldn't there be evidence of trauma from, like, it being ripped open further and the organs being removed? Does everything look, like, neatly connected?
I think.
I mean, it heals. It regenerates.
I think what I'm hearing and seeing here
Yeah, but
is that whatever was in the dealer took over the doctor. It just switched bodies.
But if it's switching from one body to another, then, like, shouldn't the damage to the body it left be maintained? You know what I mean?
Wait a minute. Wasn't there an incision in the doctor from, like, his neck to his, like, scrotum?
Well, that was
the dealer.
That was the dealer's body that we found on the table. Like,
yes.
it was opened up wide. Like, is there?
I thought someone else had one.
I thought someone else had one too, because that was why we made the joke about the, the
No,
servant
no,
lady.
I was checking to see if she had anything
You
like
were
that,
checking to see if the servant lady had a similar thing, but she did not.
like any scar.
And I will say that the corpse on the table does not have that big of a scar anymore.
So that leads me to think that maybe these are different bodies, that they killed the bodies, they stashed them somewhere, and replaced them just by looking like them.
Unless
I don't
they
know.
could like heal a dead body even after they've
Can they
left
not
it.
heal the body as they leave it?
I would think once they left it, they wouldn't be able to heal it anymore, right?
I mean, as they're leaving it.
I will
I don't
say,
know.
Napano, that your owl, as they look upon these two corpses, similar deal to the servant girl. There's no soul, because they're dead, obviously. They look like a dead corpse now. There's not that weird distortion to them. They just look like bodies. Just corpses.
Lyle's
Okay,
gonna
well-
stare at the corpses for a second and just look over at Tori and say, "You know what? I expect insane made-up stories from the Goblin, but you, Tori, I thought better."
Shut up, Lyle.
Okay.
This happened.
My working theory about the organs being removed is something has to fit inside the meat suit, and it had to make room, so it took the organs out, and once it was done puppeting the body, it put them back in.
I was like, "Does this look
These
like a real?
things-
Is this a real body?" He's gonna kind of like poke its head and like grab the cheeks, pull on them, jiggle the face around, kind of see
No,
if
it's a little stiff because it's what's it called?
little rigor mortis.
Rigor mortis.
Setting in. So it's a little stiff, but yeah, it feels like a corpse.
Rigor mortis does imply freshly killed, like within a few hours. A little suspicious.
Adam just kind of scratches his head. This all sounds really weird. Like, it's almost like you folks are saying these aren't even the doctor and his patients anymore, just that it looks like them. Eldon, he then kind of looks over to Eldon. That's not possible, is it?
No, that would
rearrange-
track. That would track because remember, you said that the servant girl changed her appearance too,
Well, it's
and
like,
then we
well,
saw this.
her tits
we
seem to
saw
be getting
the-
bigger, but I don't know if I was just getting drunker.
And I swear the doctor was changing his size as we were fighting. He was getting larger.
He no longer looks larger. He looks like he was when you first met him.
Could it be what you saw was never the doctor at all? Who's to say that he
Could
was
be.
wearing the doctor? Maybe he just looked, maybe whatever it was just looked like the doctor.
Potentially, maybe it's a doppelganger. That's what Eldon says. Maybe it is a
Doppelganger.
doppelganger after all. That would certainly be less terrifying.
I like that better than the apocalypse virus.
That's fair.
But if it was a
still-
doppelganger, they would have a soul that we could see. Right?
Does it say so in the book?
The book is since you
Consult
don't have
the
it,
tome.
the book is just right over there. It's in the room.
It's on the
Ah.
floor,
On the floor.
right there.
Who's
You
smart?
pick up the book and look up doppelgangers.
Who can read? Where's fucking Trail when you
Not
need her?
me.
I'm going to roll to read. God, I hope this works. I'll be so embarrassed if it doesn't. Okay,
Spout
20.
lore. Let's see it.
7.
Wait, you
Just click
You
spout
don't roll
lore.
d20s in this system, you dummy.
Just
that's
click.
not how that works.
Just click spout
Okay.
lore.
I
Spout
can't roll
lore.
this. Clicky.
Uh oh, you suck at reading, bitch.
How do I know this knowledge? I am reading from a book, sir.
Well, you rolled a 6, so it's a fail.
The page is torn out.
Don't...
We've been had.
There are actually some pages torn out. Randomly, at different entries. Usually when it provides more details about how some of these doppelganger species operate. You do find listings for like doppelgangers that are more sentient, more just some that just are people. They just act as people. Some that are more malicious, just take the appearance but not the mannerisms. But never like where you could find them, what their typical operating procedure are, or which ones have certain traits, how to tell them apart. Information like that has been torn out. And for funsies, I will say they are freshly torn out.
Dang it.
Certainly lends more credence to it being doppelgangers, but they should still have souls that we can discern, right? Can I do discern realities? And
You can spout lore. Spout lore, because they're not undead in this case, so.
oh fuck.
Mm.
You,
Not sure. Never seen one.
I don't think
Yeah.
you have. I suppose maybe you just haven't personally seen one. I mean, it's not a bad assumption to make that most doppelgangers would have a soul, because they're still just creatures and they're magical, usually.
Yeah,
But
and these
you're-
things are kind of devoid of magic, whatever they are.
But you do not know all doppelganger species, so you can't say that for certain.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll shrug and look at Eldon, but considering we're not all dead yet, maybe this is some offshoot breed of doppelganger then.
I hope so. That would be a relief, even if the situation is bad.
I was going to look around and say, where did you say the doctor went after he called for reinforcements and you skedaddled?
Yeah, I think we'll probably wrap them in a rug and get ready to take them to the crematorium, but then we'll gesture to the door that we saw them all go down to, which I think goes to the dungeons.
It does indeed, and you also grab the bodies of the 3 patients that he called for help. They look like normal people, though they're a little emaciated and fucked up looking. But their throats are slit, and one of their heads is just removed and on the other side of the room. One is has a deep cut in his his gut, like he was gutted. The other one just has a lot of stab wounds. They look normal, beyond the fact that they're dead and emaciated and unhealthy looking.
We'll put them in the creamery.
You put them in the creamery? Are you gonna go to the creamery?
To the creamery.
I think we should. I think maybe we should delegate this task to the guards, and I think that we should go down to the dungeon.
I do not trust anyone but us.
Okay.
I mean, we can check if they're bad. So
The last time we trusted someone with a dead body, they turned into it.
You know what? That is fair, but I'm not sure what choice we have without splitting the party.
Bear
Can
with me,
we-
it's always a fair but.
Can we just fast forward, drop them in the crematorium, and if
Yes,
nothing
of
happens,
course.
we go to the dungeon?
Time is flexible here. We can absolutely do that.
yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
So you gather the bodies together. Maybe you tell the guards, like, keep an eye on the dungeons. Do not let anyone leave the dungeons. And you check the guards you assigned to this task, presumably. Or AG vouches for them. Maybe AG6 stays behind, or
We checked them.
you check them. No one you check
Scanning.
is suspicious. No one's suspicious there.
Use your
Take the
Clyde
bodies to
vision.
the creamery, and you inform them that this is immediate. We need to burn them right the fuck now. And he's like, under orders of the Empress, who is wearing her headdress, by the way. She's not out like, hey, look, I'm an Odie, everybody. He's like, no, she's has her veil and her like little headdress on to
Yeah,
hide her
one
face.
problem at a time, honey.
One problem at a time. You take them there with orders from the Empress. They are quickly put inside and set ablaze.
They get creamed real quick.
Well,
Cream
it's
them
a little
up.
bit, but yes, they get creamed.
Get creamed.
There's nothing happen. Like they burn as they should, and after a little bit of time and burning, like how long does it take for a crematorium to function? Like an hour, a day?
Couple hours, I think.
How long does it take a body to be cremated?
And lost it.
Our boy Google says 3 to 15 business days. God damn.
Well, shit.
Damn.
How about this is magic crematorium?
Let's
wait.
say this is magic. Like this
so-
guy is a Genji with fire abilities and knows how to work this crematorium.
The
and
actual
you get a real
cremation
quick-
process is about 3 hours, and then another 1 to 2 processing the remains. 3 to 15
Let's say this
business
is like-
days is how long it takes them to prep the body and get around to it.
Let's say this takes an hour for the sake of time, and also just magic bullshit. Maybe Eldon, like, I'm also gonna burn the shit out of this with some magic
Cast fireball.
to make
But I
sure
cast
these
fireball.
burn. He casts fireball.
He
into
casts
the
dehydration.
and the bodies burn with no. They don't suddenly start moving around, and while they're burning, they don't suddenly start moving.
They're not demon bodies.
Luckily for
They're
you,
not gonna jump out and like pull you in.
that would be
It's
hilarious.
just like the ending of the Mortuary's Assistant, where the door flies off and they crawl at you, like it's sucked back in.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Eldon, burn the witch.
Okay. That goes through. They burn, reduced to ash, and those ashes are burned once more by order of Eldon, who orders them to be burned as
Double
until
burned!
they're- to burn them until
Early as possible.
as
It ain't-
thoroughly as possible, until just to reduce them to as little material as he can.
I don't want this turned off until they're a fine paste.
You don't want any skeletons running around.
I want their bones burned.
He also does. That's what Eldon is afraid of. All right, but that happens. They are destroyed completely and thoroughly, without any incident. So that goes through.
Good.
Cool.
Now,
I love it.
with that done, that took like an hour, probably maybe almost 2, to get that done. So it's getting close to like. That was basically all. That was your morning. That was all that shit was your morning, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe 1 or 2 now. So now, do you head to the dungeon?
Yes.
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 Wait.
Yes.
I am gonna just roll this out here as we prepare to head into the dungeon.
Ooh.
What's the trap? What's the trap? What's
It's
the
a
trap?
trap.
What's the trap?
Let me explain what you see. So you're going into the dungeon, yes?
Yes.
You have that hold to use when I explain the scene that you see.
Sure.
So you don't dismiss the guards, but you tell the guards, all of you, including Empress, AG, Eldon, even Haseo, your old man
Yasuo.
That's what.
guy who Yasuo.
Hold the
Kinda-
door.
He hasn't been doing anything for a while.
Not really. He's just kind of following along because
We
he
get-
seems curious about this whole situation.
We're gonna leave UA with them too? Or is she coming?
He's probably also like thinking like, oh, this
I'm
guy
assuming you're bringing UA.
Okay.
I'm not gonna leave her with weirdos running around that could take over her body.
Yeah,
She's
UA
staying
is
next to me.
UA is kind of like a forced party member, no matter how far
She's your
along the
doctor.
story goes.
She's your healer, brah.
Yeah.
It's true.
But she is a doctor. You can ask her doctor questions if you like. Whatever that is applicable.
What does she think about the organs being put back into the doctor and dealer?
That's unnatural as fuck and very scary.
Fair. You know, we gotta remember that she's kind of a normie.
Yeah.
She entirely believes Tori and Apano about their story. She doesn't doubt them. She trusts both of you. Tori more so because she's just known Tori longer at this point. But Apano, she doesn't seem to disbelieve Apano.
Me and UA, we washed each other's backs, if you know what I mean.
It's hot,
But
yeah.
did the body look like the organs were removed and put back?
Or did it look
Or
like
were they always
it was
there?
just untouched?
It looked like to her like they weren't removed at all.
Mm-hmm.
Sus.
Okay.
Told you. Shit's weird.
All
Yeah.
right, you've entered down into the dungeons. currently, the occupation of the dungeons is 1 or 2 folks in the back of the cells. They're kind of huddled in the back, just kind of minding their own business, looking fucking miserable and pissed off, looking very shifty. Not good looking people, but they're not unhealthy from what you can see of them. They're hiding in the shadows of the torchlight.
Does Napano notice anything about them?
No. They seem alright.
Hey, did you guys notice the doctor come down here with 3 corpses?
What? No. Who the fuck are you,
Your mom.
goblin? Ah, look at you, fucker.
Hey. Be mean to the goblin, that's one thing. But what did I do?
You
He's a
telling
little thinker.
you telling us no one came down here this morning?
No.
No,
Are they
that's not what you're
lying?
saying, or no one came down here.
Mind you, these
He does
people
seem-
obviously don't respect us. Like, am I picking
No,
up
they
on
are
something?
lying. They're lying. It's like, they're lying.
Is Bird Guy with us still? Eggy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna nudge him. Be like, you have authority over them. They recognize you. Get them to tell the truth.
I mean, I can get them to tell the truth, but it won't be due to my authority. Cracks his fingers.
Hey, you do you, bud.
That's fair.
Be a good guy, not nice.
We need answers right now. So
All right. He opens the cell. Hey, what are you doing? Let's keep a. He grabs him by the throat and and shoves him into the wall.
nuts.
Let me. Let's repeat that question. Did you see anyone come down here, or did you hear anyone? Like fuck you, and then he just slams against the wall and then punches him in the face. Like, what was that? Didn't you repeat that? Like, fuck you. Yeah, the doctor was down here. He's always down here. He just fucking walked it up and down the cells and he left. I don't fucking know.
Did he take anyone with him? Did he collect anything from the cells?
I don't fucking know. It's further down the hall. I thought I heard the door open or something.
Think harder.
Hey. No, I can't. It's dark down there, fucker. Where's my torchlight down here?
I think he's lying. I think you
Alright.
should hit him.
And I think I should hit him too. He punches him again. I'm not. I don't know. Stop hitting me.
So, the path that he walked. Why don't we let him out of the cell and you can show us the path that he walked? Yeah.
I couldn't see him that well. He just walked by our cells. It's a straight way. There's only one fork. Can't see the fork it came down from. He came up this way, looked at us, and then he fucking turned around and he hit back the way he came.
Did he pick anything up? Did he retrieve anything? He just came by
I-
for some exercise?
I think I heard him open a cell when he was leaving.
Which cell?
I don't know what. I can't see all the way down there.
I think you should
One
hit
of
him
them.
again.
No, if I hit him too much, then it's less effective.
You're right.
Why don't
Yeah, it makes the head all fuzzy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's just walk down and just check the other cells. If he opened one and took someone, that person will be gone. Or dead. Or a monster. Who knows? He
For
drops
their
the guy
protection,
for it.
should we have them? Should we have the guards look after them? Have them go up top?
I don't think there's many exits here. The
I
dungeon.
don't know. Letting
besides
out the
one.
prisoners and leaving them with the Empress sounds like a fucking bad idea to me. Just
kill
I
'em.
doubt that the prisoners here really care about what's going on. They'd probably make a break for it.
Could just kill them.
They're probably safer in the cell, honestly.
Once the doctor comes back down.
We'll keep him down here for now, and then just have someone watch them for more than usual anyway. Drops the guy, leaves the cell, closes back up, locks it.
Good
In the
point, though,
meantime,
to keep an eye out and see the doctor.
hmm,
I'm curious about the cell he checked out. I don't want to roll out like a hidden escape tunnel or something.
let's go have a look. And I assume you go do. So
Yes.
you head down this hallway. It's a straight hallway till there's a fork that splits in two paths. You are informed that one
Uh-oh.
path just leads to. What's up?
Nothing. 2 paths is not good.
Okay. One path goes to a dead end where more cells are there, but you're informed there shouldn't be any doors over there or anything. And the other way goes toward where you had seen that you were informed is the one that goes to the doctor's office. Because I'm under the assumption that you went down. I don't know why I made this assumption. But you made the assumption that you went down the main door into the dungeon, the main entrance.
Yeah.
This
we're-
is the entrance the doctor uses.
Oh, so there is an exit through the dungeon.
Yeah, there's one exit. It's one main exit that most of the time is used, and there's an exit that goes directly to the doctor's office. And
Okay.
so you're heading toward the doctor's entrance. And that's where
'Cause-
he apparently came from, walked through, and then walked back to.
Wait a minute,
Okay.
did we not enter through the doctor's entrance?
I, for some reason, made the assumption that you didn't. That was my bad. But that's where we're going toward.
Okay,
I
that's
mean,
fine.
we were in the crematorium, so.
Yeah, you were in a different part of the castle at that point.
Fair enough.
And it
Yeah.
would be the closer entrance. So you head toward that door, the doctor's door. There is a cell that is open, and it is still open. And the torchlight that is next to it is out, so it's dark.
Okay. Now might be time for Lyle to use that hold he has.
I was just gonna say, like, am I noticing any traps between here and, the doctor's entrance? Anything look like, stands out as...
Is this your question? Are you spending this hold to ask this question?
I'm spending my hold to ask, is there a trap here, and if so, what activates it?
To answer your question, if there's a trap here, there's not a traditional trap, like a physical trap that you're used to. There is a trap here, though. And you barely notice it, Lyle. It's very, very subtle. You kind of head toward this cell, because you're going to investigate it, I assume. And you're going first.
Sleuthing around.
Just to investigate. Sure. In the cell is currently empty. There's no one inside. There's no person inside. As you're looking around before you enter the cell, you kind of look up and you stop because you think you see a glint of something directly above the door.
Uh-oh.
There is a trap there. It's not made of... How do I describe this without giving up entirely away? It's not a traditional trap. It's kind of reflective. The other reason you notice it is because I think you saw it move.
It does.
Oh shit!
And there's something, the thing itself, the base of it, up against the ceiling of this cell, is reflective. Moist is a word.
Oh, good.
Don't
It's
like
the head
that
crab.
word.
And then
Oh, I thought it was a
there's
mimic.
there's something that's a bit more traditionally reflective. Sharper, but not metal.
Uh-oh.
Kind of white, kind of a tannish color.
So this
It's hard to tell the colors exactly.
is this above the door to the cell,
Yes.
on the inside
thing
or the
that
outside?
From what you can guess from just kind of looking at it and trying to guess how it activates, is if someone were to enter the cell, this thing would drop and inject itself into the back of their neck.
So this looks like. Am I allowed to make a roll to get additional information out of you?
Sure. What roll do you want to make?
I guess this discern realities would probably be the way to go, right?
Sure.
Seeing as unless you think I know what I'm looking at, in which case I would spout lore.
No, I don't think you know. I don't think you know what the fuck you're looking at all, because this is weird.
Okay. Well then, I'm gonna say I'm scared.
Ooh.
Never mind.
The only things that you can determine just from looking at it from your trap expert. Oh, you also failed though.
Mm.
Says he can't get any answers. That's kind of just the end of it, then, isn't it? Or
Well,
does he
when
s-
you
does he-
guys fail, I get to do things.
Uh-oh.
So while you failed, here's what I'm going to do. The only thing I'm going to do.
His head's a little fuzzy.
Tick.
Oh.
Lyle, for a split second, like, you look at it. You saw this thing. You saw this thing originally.
Yes.
And your mind was like, that looks weirdly fleshy, and like, is that a why is that so sharp? And then the moment you try to like take in more details, like something kind of like twists in your brain, like a thought, like a, or maybe maybe it's just water, maybe it's just some mold or something. It's probably nothing. So there's a part of your brain that's like kind of just trying to downplay. This might be just a trick. You might be just seeing things.
Is it all right? Well,
There's
Is
a
it-
doubt in your mind.
is it fair enough for me to remain nervous and cautious about this, or am I,
I think
just
that's reasonable.
or am I
I think
just
that's reasonable.
convinced that it's fine?
No, I'm just gonna tick up your clock, and that's all, and just
Okay.
kind of say there's a doubt in your mind that's real.
All right. Well, that's going to be enough, seeing as I was succeeded on the trap expert. I'm gonna stop short of entering the cell. I'm gonna look up at this thing. I'm gonna be unsure of what I'm looking at and squinting suspiciously, but as the rest of the party comes up behind me, I'm gonna put my hand out to bar anybody from walking past me into the door. And I'm gonna just slowly take my other hand, point up toward the ceiling, and I'm gonna say to Adam, say, you see that?
Adam looks in the direction of.
Oh, Adam
You said it
probably
was
was the
at the
worst
top
person
of
for
the
me
door?
to ask, but
It's like it's like inside the cell at the top of the door, like above the door.
Okay. Does Adam see anything since
probably-
Lyle has investigated and is pointing it out? Does Adam notice this thing?
you might have to roll too. I probably should have asked
Or do I-
literally anybody
or-
else.
Watch, yeah.
You know, if I may make a suggestion.
Yes.
I mean, you just said that the torchlight was out, right? It wasn't missing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna kind of like, just kind of glance over at Yue and say, "Hey, do you think you can,
Oh,
you
Give me
know,
a-
light that for us?
give
Maybe
me a light.
see a little bit better in there."
she holds out a hand toward the torch and ignites it.
right.
Immediately, this area is illuminated. And Adam, when you look up to where Lyle's pointing, you do see that there. And now you see it clearly. And Lyle, your doubts are expelled as you also see this clearly.
Uh-oh.
There is a mound, not bigger than a hand, about as big as a hand, a clenched fist of flesh.
Ugh.
embedded
Ew.
above the door.
Adam just looks over to AJ
kind
and
of
points at it.
With
So,
a-
what the fuck is that then?
So a thin bone, with a thin bone pointed downward toward where if someone were to enter, it could fall and just inject itself into the back of a neck.
Is there a
Oh, please.
is there a tripwire, or how would it fall when someone enters? How
I
would
think
it?
it's I think it's
You don't know.
alive.
There's not a tripwire. And with that statement made, the moment the light hits it, and you all acknowledge its existence, the bone retracts into the mound, and then legs spout like a spider,
Ah!
Oh,
Screaming's
and
a
it
free
starts
action spell, right?
crawling away from the door. Yes, crawling away from the door, crawling down the wall, and into a crevice, where it
Whew.
squishes itself in and crawls away.
Can
I
I,
don't like that.
before it gets away, can I take an opportunity to fire an arrow at it? Because I was already on guard coming down here. I didn't know what was going to be in store for us, but I was worried already. So
You
maybe
can-
gonna
You can
get.
shoot one arrow. Go ahead, and that'll be how this goes. Will be how we end tonight.
Do I feel anything from it?
Oh, there's a twinge in your core.
Eh.
Take aim and shoot an enemy at range. I rolled an 8.
You rolled an 8. So here's what happens. Roll your damage first of all.
Alright, I always fucking get confused for the damage rolls. What is it? What is it
Just click
again?
your damage dice.
It's on your character sheet. It's your damage dice under your main.
or you can do the have to take what you can get.
Damage is D8.
Oh, D8. Okay, I'll roll a D8. 4.
Okay. You strike this thing with an arrow as it's trying to crawl away, and it embeds itself. And this thing squirms. It doesn't make any noise, and like the arrow it pierces into it. But then it, like the ball like ripples and like pushes the arrow back out. And as it does so, like in retaliation, that needle that was in it shoots out into you, Tori,
Oh,
Uh-oh.
and you take 4 damage. And then I need you to
Oh.
make a defy danger with your constitution.
oh fuck!
Don't fuck this up.
Ooh,
That's
good job.
So it pierces into your arm, perhaps, for a second, and then like a split reaction, you pull it out and pull it out. You flick it out of you before it gets too deep, and it hits the ground, and you can see in the tip, because it wasn't like a perfect tip. There was a small hole
It's a hollow.
in the end of it. It was hollow, and where the hole is at the very tip of it, little tendrils are wiggling.
Ugh.
Hate that.
Blech.
As this other thing escapes into this little crevice. Wounded, perhaps?
I mean, it was small and I hit it with an arrow. An arrow is probably like really big for it. I'm surprised it was able to get that thing out of it and keep going.
Hmm.
I don't know how
it-
strong these things are. I'm assuming it's like the size of a head crab.
No, it's smaller than that.
It's about the size of a fist.
You said it was like the size of a fist. I think if an arrow pierced that, it would probably die.
I mean, you don't know what it is, though.
True.
These things can change their body shape,
If
so
it's like animated hunk of flesh, then who the fuck knows?
Well,
In any event, Adam was already nervous because of what he had felt at the end of the last session, so he just kind of points and goes, "What in the hell is that?"
Does it look similar to the skin things that we found inside the drugs? It seemed to be.
I mean,
Looks like
No.
flesh.
because that was like dried flesh that was very like dry,
jerky-like.
jerky-like. This is like, well,
Is this like the living jerky?
not living jerky, but living meat.
Oh dear.
I don't know if we have anything to contain that with, but I think that we need to take that and analyze it. because that looks like
It's-
fresh larva.
Don't we have a
I'll-
bag of drugs we can just put it in?
I don't think
That sounds
that's
like a
good
bad idea. Someone's got to have like a burlap
There's
sack or
almost over-
something they could put the needle in.
Oh, I'm gonna call over Napano. I'm gonna have Napano freeze it or something.
I could freeze it. I was gonna say have like maybe Otto stick it in their
I think
chest
that would
cavity or
just pick
something.
it up, yeah.
That might work too. Yeah.
Auto
but I
might
could-
just snap and start
Zone looks
ripping it
over at
apart.
Barry and says, "You're not gonna eat that."
Yeah. You know what, Otto? Come over here. Get this fucking thing.
You pick up the little needle that's hollow inside. The little tendrils trying to worm out, and you stare at it, illuminated by your eyes. And that's where we're gonna end. This very horrifying thing that just happened and exists and is going to continue to exist
I don't like
as
it.
you find some way to contain it. Perhaps a bottle, perhaps you freeze it somehow.
Otto eats it.
Or Otto could eat it.
Ew.
In any case, that is where we're going to end tonight. Because it's 9 o'clock and I need to go take a shower and then go to bed.
Yeah.
So,
Boo, bad, yay, game!
well, let's go ahead and say goodbye to. Well, do we want to do the questions on air or do we want to just close YouTube?
I think that we can close YouTube.
We'll close YouTube for now.
Close YouTube.
Okay. Good
Bye,
session.
YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Smell you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Remember, screaming is a free action.
Screaming is a free action
Ah!
until it's not.
Uh,
That'll be it.
ask your questions, Majay.